This Zito Green presents real life hood stories once again. Been on a little hiatus. A lot of shit been going on. I don't know. Yeah, a whole lot of stuff been going on, man. I'm just trying to get my feet grounded. I mean, I'm gonna come back with one of these stories. Hopefully I'll keep them coming, at least 1-2 stories a week. So yeah, so basically today's story is I'm gonna call this story 11 off a pack. The reason why I'm gonna call this story is 11 off a pack because when I was coming up, things wasn't as easy as it is today. Well, things is kind of rough for teens and, younger dudes these days to get money and all that, hustling, even though it was wrong. First of all that was wrong. Selling drugs in the community is wrong. But when I was coming up, you couldn't just come outside with your drugs and just sell it. I mean, you would have a major issue like that. I mean, OGs or somebody would come warn you, first of all, and tell you out of line. Hopefully, they'll come warn you. I mean, and in my projects, I'm saying that's how it went. I mean, a person would probably come tell you, like, yo, shorty, you out of line right now. Like, I mean, you gotta go somewhere else with that. So when I first got introduced to it, you would have to work for somebody, first of all, and it'd be ranks. I'm saying that person will probably be working for somebody too, but that person presents himself to you like, he the boss. So he would, the dude that I first was working for was giving me like a few couple of dollars off of a pack or whatever, but the way how we worked it out, he gave me like a salary or something, so I'll have to give him turning all the monies off the packages that he gave me, whatever, and then he'll probably piece me off at the end of the week with some little shorties, $200 or some shit like that. So yeah, so I got tired of that shit. Then I started fucking with one of his men. So he was like, he came to me like, yo, what, man, he doing that to you, man? This what I'm gonna do for you, man. Don't worry about it, man. So he took me upstairs and he had the same type of bottles. But what he did was he emptied out the work and he sliced the bottles in half, like to make them smaller so he can make more bottles. And then therefore he'll have all his money and I'll have extra profit for myself. I ain't gonna lie, that one right there was a lookout. He looked out for me with that one. But I was just starting to do that shit, so it didn't really pan out. Like, it wasn't nothing that lasted for a long time. Then I moved to a project. Then when I moved to these projects and shit, the shit was drug infested. That's all I know. The shit was drug infested like a motherfucker. You would see people on long ass lines, motherfuckers dressed in black on every corner. Fucking hole in the wall. It was hole in the walls. It was people standing outside selling drugs and shit. This kid that I know and shit, he was selling inside. That's the first person I knew. I was like, yo, you be inside there? He was like, yeah, nigga. Like, he was sitting, like, a hole in the wall is basically an abandoned building. They'll break a hole in the side of the building, so it's basically a hole in the wall, and you would go in there and buy your drugs in there and shit. It depends on the person how the shit's set up. Boom. Now, I ain't really had no bread, but me seeing all this, I'm starting to meet people around there and I'm starting to see how things work a little bit more closely. So, I asked my man, like, yo, what's up? Like, I want to do something. And he like, yo, what? They only paying like $15 off a 100 pack. And I think that's probably selling like trays or something. So you would have to sell $300 worth of product to get $15. So I was like, I don't know, it'll probably pan out, but I was like, nah, I ain't gonna even do it. This other cat I was messing with, he was giving me $75 off of off every shift, and I was doing that, and that was only about like 4 hours or something. I would make like $75 off of 4 hours. Ain't no telling how many thousands they made, but whatever. I see my bed one day, and I used to always see her in another borough. I'm like, what the fuck this nigga doing out here? He like, yeah, we shake it over here. I'm like, all right, cool. I goes over there one day, pull up. I don't see this nigga. And the areas look like, it looked like a kind of like a gated community. Like they got security walking around. So I'm like looking like, I don't know where this shit is at. I come back the next day and shit. I see my man right there. So he like, yo, come in the park. I come in the park. This shit is going crazy. Everybody sitting at the tables, mad people outside. Custody's coming through. But on the other side of the park, it was some dudes over there. They shit was going crazy. They was like a crew, they was a crew that was like how you say, organized. They had their shit like real organized. They had crack and dope and shit like that too. They had everything over there. But on this side where we was at, it was only like 2 people over there. One of the people was a well-known comedian too. I don't want to say his name. He had one color, the other dude, my man, was in charge of the other color, and they was like competition with each other. So I see how fast it's going, and people is like switching shifts and shit. You can see shifts changing. when a person do a certain amount of packs, then you see the next person get on and he doing his packs, and after he finished, then the next person doing his pack. But my man, he just basically in charge of giving out the packages and shit to everybody. So he get paid a salary. He just basically sit back and collect them. So I'm like, yo, big, let me jump in there real quick. But I already seen they already had their people already set up, like they already had their regulars or whatever. He was like, all right, I'm gonna throw you in there. It was set up $11 off a pack. It was 37 trays in a pack. It comes up to $111 if you got your calculator. 37 times 3 equals 111. You give in $100 and you keep the 11. Them joints used to be booming, I ain't gonna lie. You could leave home with a nice little piece of change and shit, or for shift and shit. But it was just too many dudes out there that had that situation locked down. Like they was working the whole shift. Like one dude, like it was two managers, so he'll probably have his friend and he'll have him booming the whole shift, just getting $11 off a pack. First time I did that shit was going so fast, I fucked the money up. So I had to do like 2 or 3 packs just to put the money back and shit. So when I did that shit, I was basically holding other niggas up, and they thought I was lying, saying that, oh nah, yo, he said that so he could do more or whatever. So niggas was looking at me funny style. One day, we out there, whatever, doing a pack. These niggas was mad, like, the nigga I goes to make the sale, and these niggas is all down together. The nigga snatched the money out of my hand and pulled the hammer out on my bro and shit. But when his nigga found out, the nigga who he was working for, that nigga was super pissed, my nigga. He was like, what? That nigga was pissed, bro. That kid was sorry he did that shit. But yeah, yo, this shit was so booming, yo. We started bringing our mans down. Once I got like my feet in a manager position, I was bringing all my friends, yo. Niggas used to be calling me out the window in the morning. Dudes used to go home with me at nighttime, sleep on my brother bed to make sure that I come out bright early in the morning so that he could be the first nigga to do the fucking pack, yo. I swear to God, yo, these shits, this $11 off a pack shit would have you situated as a team, yo. I ain't gonna lie, like back then, the shit wasn't really all that expensive. I mean, but as I look back and shit, that shit was really like disciplining us and let us know, like, well, I learned that nothing comes easy. You gotta really work for what the fuck you want. But it was also a big mistake on the other hand, because I could have focused my time, my freedom, my life for music or something else that I love. I mean, but I wish I would have had an OG that was more or less like pulling me in that direction than pulling me into the drug game, because that right there is like the dynamic changed in that era. Because as a littler kid, the older dudes would push us more into sports, boxing, exercising and all that, like teaching us grown man shit. But then as I got older, it was like the OGs was deceitful. Niggas would, gas you up to hold a gun, do this, do that. All in the understanding and making money at the end of the day. And I lost a lot of my friends like that. A lot of my friends went to jail, carrying drugs on buses and shit like that. But, integrity, shit like that. But it's all the waste, really, at the end of the day. I might be babbling on and on about it, but that 11 a pack shit was serious, man. This is Zito Green, man. Hood Story, man. I'm out.